So why do most candidates say no when they were asked to come out to schools that organize an all-candidates meeting, like Queen Elizabeth Secondary?
I accepted that. I've actually been... Well, I had the opposite problem. I actually went to Queen Elizabeth High School as a student, but I went there last week and I asked if I could speak at the school, and they said that they would advise me that they may have an all-candidates function and invite me to that. Then they did invite me and I accepted. And then they have since said that it is full and that there's only room for 3 or 4 candidates. Now, if there's anyone here from QE tonight, take the message back. I'm still waiting for a confirmation to allow me back into this debate. And I even drove to the school yesterday and spoke with the principal and said there's no reason why I should be left off. If anyone does their homework on this riding historically, this is an independent territory, and we have a legitimate chance to win, especially since I'm the only candidate who's willing to guarantee in writing that I will never deceive you of instant consequence of resignation. So hopefully Queen Elizabeth allows me in on the 27th. I desperately want to speak. The issuing power should be restored to government and treated as its most sacred responsibility, or else all talk of democracy and sovereignty is idle and futile. And what he's talking about is the choice that we have made through all of these administrations, liberal, conservative alike, is are we going to borrow the money off of a group of men and use it for our country to function, or are we just going to print it like all countries should?
Jamie has raised his, everyone has one rebuttal question if they so choose, and Jamie is asked to rebut that response.
Yeah, just an earlier response in general. The name Tommy Douglas came up, and I'm a huge admirer of Tommy Douglas. He was named greatest Canadian, more than Wayne Gretzky, because he's the one who installed free national health care for everybody. But that system could never have been introduced if we were financing the program through private lending. It was only at a time when our government themselves printed every dollar that they used that free medical could have been provided. If we don't turn back to printing and issuing our own currency, then the healthcare itself is on the chopping block and will be removed permanently. As a member of Parliament, we're all sitting here trying to make a bunch of promises about what we will do, but really, you have no assurance that we're going to do anything. We can all have good ideas and how we're going to improve the economy, but if we don't make any changes to our financial system, the economy is going to deteriorate and it's going to get worse. And no matter how many times they come on the radio and tell us that we're set for 3% economic growth in this quarter, and then inevitably that it wasn't quite what analysts predicted, all we can do is be honest at all times and give the people a real heads up about what's going to happen. I mean, I'd be telling small businesses to turn their excess cash reserves into physical silver right now so that they can hang on to and maintain whatever savings they built up, because our dollars are on shaky ground despite what you hear in the media.
Would you support an initiative to legalize drugs?
Well, I wouldn't legalize all drugs. I'd certainly support an initiative to legalize marijuana. And when I say that, careful to differentiate between decriminalization, which I believe is going to happen, and full legalization. I'm a proponent of legalization, and I'm against the process of decriminalization, because what decriminalization will do is turns every single person who smokes marijuana into a criminal. Because even if the drug itself is not criminal to smoke or possess, you still have to engage in the illegal activity in order to attain it. Because without providing a legal place for people to go and purchase this drug, then they have to call buddy who's a drug dealer, basically, to get it. And so this makes everybody doing an illegal act that smokes this drug. We could install full employment for everybody, so that everybody gets paid decent enough wage so that they can afford to rent a place of their choosing, and they're not all herded into a base for low-income people, which apparently the government is just finding for more and more low-income people and more homeless people. We need to right this ship, get off of this debt-based monetary system, and work towards full employment and turning our economy around. Water should be absolutely free and clean, provided to all Canadians. But this is one of these issues that we probably aren't being told the truth about. If we've cut a deal with the United States where they have guaranteed access to 90% of our water supplies or our oil reserves through NAFTA, that's something that the Canadian people should be brought in to a discussion about. There's also some military concerns. Do we even have enough troops to protect our waterways if we were to tell America that they can't have 90% of our water? These are the sort of issues that nobody discusses, but people in Canada need to know what's going on so we can protect our reserves and make sure that we all have enough water that's free and clean for everybody.